Well, this is our next project, a 1989 Isuzu Amigo. We purchased this from somebody here in Nampa and got an incredible good deal on it, so that's why we purchased it. And we're not gonna do a restoration of it, but we're gonna get it looking really good and working well again. There's a few issues with it, of course. That paint's got to go and it's got to be repainted so that it looks good. And interior needs a little work. Of course, the motor needs a little bit of work. Four-wheel drive, one of the locking hubs is broken, so we've got to fix that. And overall, not bad condition. You know, these 80s vintage four-wheel drives are becoming a thing to purchase again, and this one will be a good addition to the family. So we're excited about getting started here real soon as the winter weather gets over and starts warming up. Smoke's coming out of the back here instead of out of the exhaust pipe. That's where the exhaust leak is at. Some little bit of body work, but not a whole lot of body work required on this thing. Put a new fresh paint job on it, get all the mechanicals fixed.
Are those buttons on the side?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, those are...
What is up with that?
After we acquired the Isuzu Amigo, I saw on some pictures where people had put another sunroof in the top of the cab. So we decided to go to a local wrecking yard and pick up an aftermarket sun top or moon roof from a vehicle. And we found one that looks like it'll fit really well. It was out of an early 90s Ford Escort. And it came with all the components and is in really nice shape. Dude, that is fucking perfect. That is perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. So the car came originally with a soft top, and then over a period of its life, somebody put a fiberglass topper on it, and very poor quality. We ordered a brand new top. Wasn't much money, and we had to acquire a bow for the top, and we got that off of eBay. All of that will be here this week, so that we can start fitting that to the vehicle prior to paint, and then so we don't mark the paint up after we paint it. But it'll be a nice little car. I hope it doesn't take long to get this going. Okay, so we're prepping the body, doing things we want to do to modify it before we start getting it ready for paint. And one of the things we wanted to do was to install a sunroof, an old style sunroof. And as I spoke earlier, we picked it out of a Ford GT. It fits absolutely perfect here. We made sure that we measured everything out and laid it out to in the center of the cab, and then using just a jigsaw with a metal bit, we were able to cut the hole in the roof. And first time got it right, fits great. Now we'll just keep it here until we're ready to start doing the paint work, and then we'll take it out and then seal it, and then do the interior work on it as well. Dude, Dude, that is fucking it.
Dude, that fit in just fine.
So we removed all of the Bondo that somebody had placed out before, and it was very, very thick. And I used my dent puller to weld some studs onto it, pulled out the bodywork. It still needs some skimmed coat, but not quite as deep as it was before. And of course, this isn't a full restoration, but the truck has to look good when it's done. So I'm taking care of all the little dents and necessary weld spots and rust spots that need to be taken care of. Today's July 4th, and we decided to go ahead and primer the car today and put a primer sealer on it. Most of the body work is done. This one side was the one that had all of the damage. So we've got most of it really close to where we need it. We'll go back and fill it in with some little pinholes with some epoxy putty and just spot primer it as we need it. The door, look, you see that? So we have to replace it. To do that, there's a hidden bolt underneath this back panel, so I gotta take this panel off, remove the computer, reach inside there and take that bolt out that holds the fender on. Because to get to these hinges, you have to get behind here. These are some hinges that I picked up at the wrecking yard, and they're beautiful. They don't have any play in them at all. So that door will be like brand new. Yeah, no more play. Just, and it closes. Beautiful. Well, yesterday we spent 6 hours and put the paint on the car. Really happy with the color combinations we did. We used the original blue from the Isuzu, but added a little metallic flake to it to give it a little life. And it went pretty well. A few small errors, but overall just a nice job for the car. We scored heavily last weekend. We were down in Boise at a jalopy jungle, and there was another 89 Amigo. We were able to get another weather stripping for the back soft top, and what we really scored on was the bumpers on the back. They're pretty tough to come by since they're specific to the Amigo. They were chrome plated. We put a nice satin black finish on it to match the front bumper. Painted the lower valance. That turned out really good. Haven't tested all the lights yet, but all the bulbs were good, so I don't have any problem with that. Now we're moving on to the interior. Because we had it open during all the body work, it's really dusty and dirty. And we're going to go ahead and clean off all the surfaces and the carpet, and then start to look for some really good interior for the nice thing is the interior on this one, other than the back seat, the seats are the same as the Rodeo, and there were thousands of those made. So we're going to just go ahead and start searching for some good interior parts this weekend. Of cleaning the Amigo and removing all of the overspray from the paint job and some of the primer, because we didn't tape anything off, but everything cleaned up really well. We're going to try to use something to bring that old paint back to life on the inside, give it some sheen. And we pressure washed the carpet and the mat, and the mat's not cleaning up, so we'll have to use some chemical cleaner on that to get some of the primer off. This past weekend we got an opportunity to install the sunroof for the first time. Everything went pretty well. We still have to button up the rest of the headliner, but that's just putting the sun visors on and the rear view mirror, but everything fit well. It seals extremely well. Really happy with the fit. On the seats, again, most of these seats are the same as the Rodeo or the Honda Passport. So the passenger seats get very little usage on most of these, and the challenge then was to find two really good passenger seats with the same upholstery. And I took all the upholstery off the seats, got some newer foam from some of the seats, and then took upholstery cleaner, cleaned them, washed them up, and they came out really nice. They fit really good with new foam. At our local Pick Your Part, I went to 4 of them to find matching upholstery. The upholstery cost me $7 a seat. Pretty reasonable price for the upholstery. I did buy 1 full seat, and that was just to harvest some more foam. But the upholstery is done, and they'll be installing in the Jeep once we vacuum out the dust from the windstorm. We'll be putting that together and wrap this thing up maybe this weekend. As soon as the snaps come in for the soft top, we'll be installing the soft top here and sealing up the whole cockpit, which will be really nice. Well, today we finished the Amigo. Most everything is taken care of now. There'll be little things that crop up, but for most of the part, the body paint, interior is finished. Everything's finished for right now. Any little things that crop up we'll take care of over time, but for right now, it's a good running vehicle. Worked out good. I think our total investment with the purchase of the vehicle stands at about $2,300, and that's paint, body, purchasing the car, and all the little extra components. So not bad for a $2,300 vehicle.